each window. So now you're looking at a lot of air going through around the window casing. So we don't recommend replacing the windows. We recommend doing an audit, see what you have. Because if you have a bad casing, you replace the window, you still have a bad casing.
Exactly.
So we're going to spend a lot of money. Not going to get you return on your investment. You can save approximately 30% by doing the air sealing, which is the cheapest part of the job. So once we find the areas that you need to have sealed, we give you a list of where the sealing needs to be done, in order of where you should do it, how much roughly you'll get back by doing that sealing. So you can figure 30% savings on your energy bill by doing the cheapest stuff, the stuff that you can do yourself. You don't need to spend a lot of money on insulation and windows. Again, majority of your heat loss is going to be through air escaping. And then second, you're going to get heat going up through your attic. So once you do the air sealing, the second thing to do is insulate your attic, because you're going to lose the next 50% of your energy loss will be through the attic.
Now, if insulation is original to the house, do you guys recommend replacing the insulation completely or just layering on top of it?
No, we never recommend tearing out what you have. Why would you want to do that? Now you're paying to tear it out and then put it back in.
I don't know, because I'm OCD and I like the idea that it would be all clean and new.
Damaged, breaking sweat.
If you have a moisture problem, if you have mold, things like that, we'll look at it. But usually it could be added to. This is actually the best thing to use. You have an attic pull down.
Yes.
That's leaking a ton of heat.
Yeah. Yes, I've already am going to correct that problem. So it's kind of a long story, because we got a new hot water heater and the blanket wouldn't go around the hot water heater, so I figured I'd just take the blanket and put it across the top.
You want to get a sheet of this and put it over the...
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I figured I had that. I thought.
Basically, you point it at an object, a corner, a part of a building, and you're looking for cold spots where air leakage, it's going to show you where air leakage is occurring for the most part. And once you've done that, we'll find a spot. It's coming up just a minute. It's not up yet. Now I'm going to look around and I can find cold areas. Okay, we're going to find some cold areas. If we look at this curtain, and you, oops, sorry. You look at that curtain, you see dark areas, and that's a colder spot. You can see people against the curtain because they're warm. And then you can take a picture of it. Let's see, we'll look at the ceiling. There's a good spot up there. You can see some areas where it's really quite dark, so there's a lot of air leakage in there. We walk around the building. Where you're going to find a lot of air leakage is in the basement at the rim joist. We also go up into the attic. You find a lot of air leakage there. Around baseboards, around crown moldings, at the corners of buildings and rooms, you find lots of air leakage. Around windows and doors. At any penetration through a wall or a ceiling, you'll find a difference in air temperature. It is possible to find trouble spots. It's a little more difficult. What we need then is a smoke puffer. And what the smoke puffer does is you puff out a little bit of smoke that blows the direction of the air movement, but it's a little bit more of a guess where the air leakage is. So you have to guess where you think it's going to be, puff it, test it to see if it's actually there, and if it is, then you've confirmed it. So
is this the cutting edge in technology?
It is. This is a $20,000 camera. It's the best you can get. Well, you can get better, but that's not for this application. It's a $20,000 piece of equipment, and it does give you a tremendous amount of information. You can pick up moisture, you can detect moisture in walls, you can detect areas where there's been insect damage, or there may be a live nest of insects, termites or carpenter ants or whatever. You can detect moisture leakages in roofs, in walls, through walls. You need to have some training in it. There's certifications. Alan Tanner is a level 2 certified thermographer. So he's gone through 2 to 3 weeks of training, at least, for the camera. Our clients, our customers have been very interested in seeing the pictures. It gives them a lot of information that they don't get just through using the smoke tester or the blower door. So it's a very visual look at what's going on inside their walls. You can see where there's missing insulation, where the insulation is not complete, or there's gaps and voids in the insulation. We can show places where insulation has sunk over the years, like cellulose insulation sinks, and some of the old blown-in foams insulation will shrink. So you can see that. You can also see where air blows in on fiberglass insulation, and it causes cold spots in the fiberglass insulation. Okay, we're one of the few businesses in the area, energy auditing business and home inspection businesses, that actually use the camera for detecting problems in the building that are related to either home inspections or energy audits.
For myself, now most people come already with someone in mind for their inspection. You know what I mean? Their agent or whatever. So $450 is the energy.
$450 for the energy audit. Yeah.
Gee, I thought that would take less time than the other thing. This is $300 roughly.
I think it was $350.
$350 for
An air monitor. We do well testing. We do water flow testing. We'll do the building code. The building code is the minimum, which is the worst you can build a building. That's what the builders go by. They go by with the least they can get away with, because every dollar they spend above that's a dollar out of their pocket. Okay.
And have you had any experience down in Western State South?
I actually worked on a lot of those houses. Mike was built those. We have a townhouse.
Right.
It's 2x4 construction. They did some foaming around when they were doing those. There's fiberglass in the attic. You're having trusses. You're on a slab. You're going to get a lot of the problem that you have through the windows. Those windows were wood, double hung, tilt-down windows. So those windows, I actually thought at one time of going in there and going and having, taking measurements of the windows and going having replacement, windows, storms made to fit on the outside, because that'll save you a lot. Those windows are very leaky.
They are, and we actually have 3 of the original windows, and then somebody went through and did replacement windows. But like you said, all the casings are cut bigger, because at one point there was a couple windows you could be like, oh, okay, freeze, okay, yep, get out the flashlight, get out the caulk gun, because I caulked everything, I think.
Another problem that you can find over there is all the chases. Everything goes up through the attic, so you're going to have a lot of air leakage up there. Again, it's all fiberglass insulation. Definitely be worth it.